HealingYourself.Life provides information for awareness, educational, and support purposes only and does not diagnose or prescribe treatment for any medical condition. Viewers are encouraged to do their own due diligence and consult with their own medical caregivers before making personal treatment decisions. Welcome back to HealingYourself.Life. I'm your host, Dunagun Kaiser.
And I'm Melody Kaiser.
We're here to talk today about remedies and resources that you can use to get yourself on a track towards healthy wellness from Lyme disease. We've found a lot of good resources, both in books and supplements and other guides that we're going to try to pass along tonight, very specifically so that you can have a better chance of understanding what you can do yourself without a lot of side effects or risks to heal yourself from Lyme disease.
And it's very important also to say that you need to talk to your Lyme doctor that's treating you for Lyme, and or find somebody who's proficient in natural remedies to find the ones that might be right for you. We're just giving you suggestions on what has worked for us, and hopefully you'll be able to work with a very good care provider who can help you incorporate some of these things that have helped us and that hopefully will help you too.
In fact, that's one of the first resources, is how to find a Lyme-Literate medical doctor. If you go to ilads.org, that's the Institute for Lyme and Associated Diseases. If you look at, I'll hold up the name of the organization really close there. I'm trying, there we go. Well, here we go. The International Lyme and Associated Diseases Society, ILADS. If you go to ilads.org, they have a listing of different Lyme-Literate MDs, LLMDs. And this particular one, you can download for free this article by Joseph Burrascano Jr., MD, called Advanced Topics in Lyme Disease. And it goes into quite a bit of detail, both about some different methods, both antibiotics, but also herbal and other supportive methods for healing chronic Lyme disease. So if we can start off maybe with some books, because that was what really got us into a lot of these. Yeah, it really helped
a lot.
A lot of these herbal and
right.
And we already talked about in our other thing how we took some pretty powerful antibiotics,
right,
which may be quite effective if done correctly to kill the Lyme bacteria. However, the Lyme bacteria are very good at hiding behind a biofilm covering and also protecting themselves in a cyst form. We had Dr. Ernie Murakami talking on about the cyst forms. Mm-hmm. We had Dr. Jane Nielsen talking about the biofilm. And you can look for a video online called Under Our Skin that it shows a video that explains about the biofilm. So the first thing to make success at getting at those things is to unveil them, is to rip off their armor,
right,
to take away their invisibility cloak. And one of the safest ways to do that is nattokinase. You want to hold it up so the words are really easy to read?
There we go. Nattokinase. Oh, hold on. I'm going the wrong way. There we go.
And you want to turn it so they can see the whole name of the thing. There you go, right there. Now, we're not advertising a particular brand, but just you know, that enzyme, nattokinase, is, if you eat it with food, it's a digestive enzyme, and that's not what you're after. If you eat it on an empty stomach, it will go to work finding wherever the Lyme, or I think Candida, have a protective covering over them and help to remove that protective covering.
Yeah, I think that, anyway, we'll get into that later. But another thing about it is, so we tend to take it, obviously, on an empty stomach. And one of the ways we do that, I don't know whether it's a Lyme or us getting older, but we tend to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. So we'll take it in the middle of the night. We have it by our bedside.
That way it's on an empty stomach.
It's on an empty stomach.
Both shortly after bedtime and shortly before waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
And then the serapeptase, those are two different enzymes there, nattokinase and serapeptase, but they are both effective at stripping away the
right, you want to do
biofilm.
both, not just the natto.
Remember, Dr. J. Nielsen explained this stuff is so effective. If you do have chronic Lyme, you've got to start in tiny, tiny fractional doses and work you up to a full dose. Because if you do it all at once, you'll suddenly unmask, like all these invaders will suddenly be released inside your body, and it can overwhelm your immune system, and you can get a big what's called a Herxheimer reaction, or a big feeling like you're sick again, which is actually a good sign, but it's hard to bear.
Right. So just take it slow.
And Dr. Murakami talked about CBD oil, or cannabidiol. Cannabidiol, excuse me. This is an example of cannabis oil. This one happens to come from hemp plant. but it has CBD or cannabidiol in there, and that is also proven to be effective at removing that biofilm and perhaps even opening up the survival forms, the cyst forms.
Right, and we had an interesting experience. I had been using this on an ongoing basis, and my husband Dunagun started it. My husband had an interesting reaction to the CBD oil. He started taking it one day, and then after dinner experienced big chills right away, and was wondering, a sickness doesn't come on so quickly. And I looked at him, I said, it looks like you're back to having Lyme again, because he was just shivering so much.
I was creeping like an old man again.
Yeah, right, exactly. And we finally figured out, because the next day he was still feverish. He developed a fever, chills, and so right away we took a sauna, and
I was shivering in the sauna.
Still shivering in the
hot
sauna.
tub.
Yeah, because we were at a hotel at the time. And then the next day he still felt kind of ill and feverish, but felt like he didn't feel sick, like I'm coming down with something.
No nausea, no vomiting, no diarrhea, no nothing.
No cough, nothing, which is usually a sign for him that he's getting sick, because he'll get a cough. So we finally deduced that it really was the CBD oil giving him a Herxheimer reaction. So just be cautious when you do this too, because it can give you a Herxheimer reaction. Sure.
Go ahead.
It can give you a Herxheimer reaction to the, because your body, it will open up more of the Lyme disease.
Yeah.
And your body's trying to kill it.
So, not to be confused, that means I was not reacting to this product.
No, right.
It means this product was effectively exposing the bad guys.
Yes.
The battle between my immune system, suddenly having somebody to work against, some enemy to attack, caused a lot of fallout that showed itself.
Yes.
As,
and your body was working to kill them.
As when I was acute Lyme. But so I'm a chronic Lyme patient.
Yes.
And this was basically unmasking the illegal alien. So, okay.
Yeah, right.
So one thing that we wanted to show was some of the books. Did you want this? I think was this the first one we started with?
Healing Lyme. Yeah, by this. Yeah, I think this might have been Stephen
Buhner is a very well-known herbologist.
Yeah, and he has a lot of really good recommendations that we have definitely tried and are doing on an ongoing basis. This is a great book, really good book. I highly recommend it, and it will tell you some of the herbs, some that that will help, and some that will help with the Lyme, and also just give you ideas, so you don't have to do everything, but you can do some of the things in here.
Yeah, one of the reasons, remember we talked about this in our early Healing Lyme video, is that instead of using antibiotics to attack and the Lyme inside your body, he recommends, Stephen Buhner recommends, using certain herbs to strengthen your body's immune system. In fact, Lyme can be described as a failure of the human immune system. So by strengthening your immune system, you're actually making yourself healthier, not necessarily just causing, carpet bombing these guys with toxic things inside you that are going to hurt your natural flora as well.
Yeah, everything.
So, and it was actually Dr. Nielsen also who cued us into the few most important herbs. There's like 5 most important herbs that Buhner recommends.
Right.
And Lyme Buhner LB protocol. So here's this supplement you can get from Green Dragon Botanicals. There are other people that you can get these herbs from, because here's what the herbs are, folks. There they are. You want to read those? Can you see those?
Japanese knotwood, cat's claw vine bark, Andographis herb, sarsaparilla root, and dandelion herb.
And those herbs in combination support each other synergistically in strengthening your immune system to make it inhospitable for Lyme and healthier for your immune system. So this product is natural. You can buy it just over the counter off the internet.
Right.
And so is this.
Yeah.
These are both available to you. So if you have a Lyme-literate doctor, great. You can talk to them about, hey, I want to tiptoe my way into putting natto in there to expose the Lyme, and I want to use LB core protocol herbs based on the Buhner protocol to then strengthen my immune system to actually kick the bad guys out. But they used in combination are like a real 1-2 punch, because you expose them and you strengthen your immune system to beat them. Man, I'm having a really hard time working with this, because everything's backwards. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And the CBD oil, like we said, just discovered because of Dr. Murakami, and we think it's very effective. We think it's very good, and so we have put this in our arsenal as well. And it supposedly helps with pain as well. I haven't experienced a great relief in any painful symptoms because I still have a hip issue, and I haven't noticed any drastic help with that, but
You just started
maybe
it
you
pretty
will.
recently, yeah. So then we were on the Buhner herbal kick, and he has another book, because Lyme is often the gift that keeps on giving. The original bite from the tick might not only give you the Borrelia burgdorferi, which is the original one, but it might give you co-infections. What are co-infections?
Right.
They are 40 to 50 additional
Yeah.
types of infections you can get from that same dirty tick bite, and such as Anaplasma babesia,
Right, the tick
Ehrlichia.
is carrying these other co-infections with them as well. So when they bite you, you will get them.
And anyway, there's more herbal suggestions
Possibly.
in here.
Not all, obviously not all ticks carry all those diseases, but many do. So it's very important to fight all of them.
Another book that we found particularly helpful is Unlocking Lyme by William Rawls, MD. Dr. Rawls also gives free webinars. It seems like about
Yeah.
once a month or once
Yeah,
every 6
in
weeks
fact,
or 2 months.
we just missed one yesterday.
If you go to
or tonight. We missed it.
vitalplan.com, yeah, they often happen on
Wednesday
nights.
Yeah.
If you go to vitalplan.com, you can sign up for their next free webinar, and at the end of the webinar, usually they give you a pretty darn good discount.
Deal on the
Sometimes
book.
like
So that's how
shipping
we
cost
got it.
only on
right.
this book.
And it's a good book. It has a lot of good ideas. And Dr. Rawls himself was a gynecologist
And
now
a Lyme sufferer.
and a Lyme sufferer. So he suffered for years and years and years with Lyme and has straightened out his diet. So he has some great ideas on cleaning up your diet and what are some of the herbs. And you can show up
detoxification.
the box because
So
he also has a
He also has this
Yeah.
Vital Plan kit. If you want to kind of go to like a one-stop shop, it's like a one-stop beyond the Herod Buhner. Let me see if I
I
can-
wouldn't say it's beyond because
one of these is pretty much the Buhner.
It does. There are some
herbal
different
system.
things, so you can kind of interchange. Like, if you do the LB core, it always what we learned from Dr. Nielsen is you want to change things up. You don't want to just keep the same remedies over and over. So, for a couple months, you might want to do the LB core, and then the next couple of months, you want to do Vital Plan because Vital Plan does have a lot of what LB core has, but it has some different things too. And we also do, like I said, we've now brought in the CBD oil. We do some other things.
Some
the lime out
some of the similar herbs, if you look in
in
this list
tincture
of herbs
form.
here, are in tincture form, which is just the herbs have been soaked in alcohol, so it pulls out the most active
Right.
parts, and it makes it so you don't have to take less.
Mm-hmm.
This one knows it has the astragalus, nettle, cat's claw, wormwood.
Right. So again,
Artemisia,
change it
barberry.
up. For maybe 1 month, do the lime out formula, and 1 month do the LB core, and 1 month the Vital Plan. I tend to take a little more than probably most people. I kind of do the lime out with the Vital Plan. And the other thing that's really
Now,
critical.
people have asked about this, and you
Yeah.
ought to talk about this because you're good at explaining about this.
Okay.
That the Otoba bark in combination with, is it the cat's claw or is it the?
Yes, it's the cat's claw. It has to be the Otoba bark and the cat's claw are the when you get a fever. So this is, let's say you're sick and you get a fever. The Lyme disease actually will make another protective coating that needs to be destroyed.
Because a fever could kill.
It will kill.
The
It will kill Lyme.
unprotected spirochetes.
Lyme dies. The spirochetes die at 100 when your temperature goes to 100 degrees. So does Candida. So does cancer. I guess is 99 degrees.
If there's a sustained
If there's
exposure
a sustained,
to that temperature.
yes. So that's why we take saunas to keep a sustained temperature. You probably want to take saunas 5 times a week to really get that. In fact, there was
or a good hot tub.
a good hot tub
Or
will
sit on
work,
a full body
yeah.
heating mat.
Right.
There's different ways you can raise. You have to be able to raise your core temperature.
Yeah.
You take a fever thermometer, stick it under your tongue,
Mm-hmm.
and actually see that you're having like a 101, 102, 103
Right.
temperature for a period of at least 15
Yeah.
minutes to 30 minutes. That
Yeah,
kind of thing.
right. And some will say there was one recommendation, 5 times a week, try to do that for 20 minutes so that you're at a sustained level. We just don't have the time for that. When you do raise your temperature, either through a hot, you can just do a hot bath, or or a sauna, and soak in the bath for 20 minutes. Take your temperature and make sure, but then make sure you're taking the otoba bark, once or twice a day.
In combination
whatever it
with,
says on the label, I don't know exactly what it says.
In combination with, is it the cat's claw?
It's the cat's claw.
So this formula happens to include cat's claw as one of its ingredients.
And so does the albicore.
And so does the vital plume.
Okay. So that's just very important to do, so that you're killing more Lyme. You're exposing those Lyme, the Lyme disease, and then your body can attack it.
Because those herbs used in combination have been shown to prevent the spirochetes, which are very vulnerable to the heat, from going into their survival form, which is a cyst. If they can't go into the cyst, then they're vulnerable to the heat.
Right, and the otoba bark and the cat's claw does that. It prevents them from doing that. So it's a wonderful tool, again, to have in your toolbox to keep chipping away at your Lyme disease.
We could mention the Cowden protocol. There's I don't know if we have any of that actually.
Yep, I do.
So this Nutrimedics brand, if you go to nutrimedics.com, they have a very extensive protocol, which actually shows you day by day, week by week, month by month for I don't know if it's 18 months or 2 years or whatever.
I don't know, but it's very
exactly what to take. But if you take their brand name tinctures, it's very costly.
Very costly.
They're
it's
hundreds
very expensive.
and hundreds of dollars per month.
But
if you look at the ingredients, they have the actual name of what I'm really trying people.
There you go. This is otoba bark as well.
Yeah, so
we buy it from a different person now because we learned about it
for a lot less.
And this is for a lot less. It's still expensive. No, I'm not. And the CBD oil is very expensive. If you get the CBD oil rich, this is not. So you have to take more of it. But this was $40 for the bottle, and we have a bottle that's richer, so you take less, like 10 drops or something, and it was $90. So, and it's very small, very small bottle. So again, these are not cheap, but they're critical we believe in helping us get better, and hopefully would help you get better.
Anything else on Lyme?
The grapefruit seed extract is another in our toolbox that we use. The thing about that you have to realize is it doesn't get into the bloodstream. It's really just, it will get into your gut. Actually, maybe this one does get into your bloodstream because it's a really good antiviral and antibacterial, but it will kill particularly what's in your gut, I think.
Another one you might want to start slow on.
Yes.
The dose they say here is 10 drops per
And
dose.
you can get it in tablet form. I prefer the tablet form because it's just so easy to take.
Right.
But this is easy too. You just put in 10 to 15 drops.
And
but you might want to start out at 5 drops so that one you can regulate, which the pills you can, or you could break them, I guess, in half.
Grapefruit seed extract. And again, the idea is it's penetrating and breaking up the actual structure of the critter so that
So actually this one does. It's the diatomaceous earth. I was thinking that's really only for your gut. Sorry about that.
Here comes.
Yep, and that is good for Lyme and Candida.
Food grade diatomaceous earth.
It has to be food grade. Has to be food grade. But that's just it's also really good cleanser to your bowels, your intestines. It really cleans things out, which is very important because we do get sludge, and you want to get rid of that too. So that'll do that. And it'll get rid of anything that's in your gut.
If you look at this stuff under a microscope, it looks like a bunch of snowflakes made out of razor blades. Yeah. Because the original in the prehistoric oceans are these little. Well, now in modern oceans too, there's little diatoms, these little critters that live. They're microscopic, and to us, they're like doesn't matter. But to small microscopic creatures like bacteria and viruses. Yeah. It's honestly,
or insects, really,
or tiny insects. It's kind of like walking through a razor blade forest.
Right.
And so these can you put a teaspoon of this into a smoothie shake, water. Yep, that was diatomaceous earth.
Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about, because whether it was the medication I was on or or just the Lyme attacking my gallbladder. My gallbladder was under attack, and I was having a very, very hard time. Lots of pain on my right side. I went and got a scan of it, and they kind of said it was normal, and it was at 30%. I went back a few months later, and I was able to fix it to functioning at 80%. And I'll tell you what I did. Before in the morning, I would take apple cider vinegar, and lemon juice and lime juice. I would work from a teaspoon up to a tablespoon of that mixed with water, or mixed. You could do full apple juice if you don't have candida. and then I would drink that before each meal. Just make sure you don't overdo the lemon juice and lime juice and vinegar. Go with what your gut is telling you to do. And that really helped. And the other two things that I found out it was online through a naturopath, that I guess Lyme can actually, and there are people who have suffered from Lyme who have actually had to have the gallbladders out. And I was able to avoid that so far. And the other thing I was taking is, and I take it in tincture form as well, but it's called, and you have to make sure there's skullcap and there's Chinese skullcap. It has to be Chinese skullcap, and it's they say it's here for liver wellness as well, but it's very good also to attack the Lyme disease that's in your gallbladder. And then the
gallbladder works with the liver. Just
that's
so
true, right.
Aware.
Yeah. And the bamboo shavings. Let me see if I can. There we go. Bamboo shavings is also another one that I order online, and I take that as well. And that's also for your gallbladder. There was a few other ones, and I just can't think of them right now. But these two are good, and will definitely help you. And the drink will help. I've heard, the apple cider vinegar has other benefits as well, but it was good with the lemon and lime juice mixed.
You also cut down a lot on fat.
Fats. Yeah. So I definitely went on a very strict diet where I was really eating hardly any fat at all, which, we need good healthy fats. So I've definitely been, we'll merge into that. But just to say, your body needs fats, and so they're very important, and it should be good fats. So as I was able to incorporate more and more fat, we also discovered, which we didn't bring down, rosemary, which is a great digestive. It's not Lyme related really, but it will help with
digestion of fat.
Thank you, digestive of fat. And then the thing we're going to roll into is good fats. The coconut oil is a wonderful one. I actually swish with it, called oil pulling, which is good to kill the bacteria and any viruses in your mouth. And then you spit it out. Don't swallow it if you're going to do any swishing. They also recommend it for is it for your gut health too?
Yeah. It's,
okay.
And also
you take it in the morning before breakfast. Oh, it will help you actually keep you regular as well.
And it sets your metabolism on the right keel to know that it's going to be a day when it doesn't have to do. There's going to be plenty of food, so it doesn't have to do fats. To convert everything you eat into fat.
Yeah, it's fat, right?
But also, coconut oil has some chemicals in there.
Yes.
Specifically.
Oh yeah, it can hold those up.
Has
the
monolaurin,
lysine,
can be derived from coconut oil, and caprylic acid.
And both are very good for killing Lyme and also Candida. They're just really another thing to have in your toolbox to make sure that you're doing what you can for healing your body. And this also, I think, helps your immune system. This is the caprylic acid also on the bottle says for digestive health. So, and most of us with Lyme disease are having digestive issues. So again, anything that's helpful for your digestion is a good thing. Okay, he's actually going to eat.
Well, you were mentioning that when you swish with it, that's called oil pulling, and that you swish with, you should spit out.
Spit out.
But it's a good, clean, healthy food.
Yeah. If you can stand the taste. I have a hard time, but he likes it. I don't like it. But I'll do it. I do it.
I think it's probably good for you.
I do it, but I don't like it. You can tell I'm making a face as he's taking it.
If you live in a cold climate, the stuff hardens up.
That's true.
If you live in a warm climate, it can actually turn to liquid, like above 90 degrees.
Yeah, that's true. It can. And either way, you can take it either way. And some of us will just have a hard time. But taking it in the morning is a good time to take it as well.
Well, on that note.
Yes.
So I imagine that people will have other suggestions of things that they found particularly helpful for healing Lyme. And as always, do consult with a Lyme-Literate MD or a competent herbal healer or naturopath. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have access to any of those, the things that we've shown here, and remember, we're not prescribing anything, we're reporting this worked for us, and we were delighted to find that you really can...
do your own investigative...
Yeah, do your own research.
Some of the books we've recommended are great books to look into and see what will work for you. Because what works for us may not necessarily work for you, but we're having good luck so far.
So, look into the books by Buhner, and Rawls.
Yep.
And we're convinced that you'll find yourselves enlightened and informed way more than is going to happen by most anything you're going to hear at an ordinary doctor.
Right. Yep.
So good fortunes to you guys and blessings to you on healing yourself from Lyme.
Yes. See you next time.